Afternoon to all the participants of Parul University. As you all know, that Parul Institute of Engineering and Technology Diploma Studies Computer Engineering Department has organized a webinar on fundamental of Node.js. So, to share more knowledge about uh, Node.js, we have with Miss Prachi Pandya. So now I request Miss Prachi Pandya to share knowledge about Node.js. Please, ma'am, share your knowledge.
Okay, Krisha. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kashi Pandya. I'm working as a software engineer in CasePoint Private Limited. I'm having 2 years of experience in the industry. So, we are going to start our presentation. So, what is Node.js? It is basically an open source environment for server-side and networking application. It is a single-threaded. As you guys know, JavaScript. Basically, we are using JavaScript for client-side code rendering. But using this V8 Google Chrome engine and Node.js, we can run JavaScript code on server side. That means we can create servers, we can create APIs using Node.js, and that APIs will be consumed by another front-end technologies. Node.js is a single-threaded, and how it is working that I will show you in just a while. So this is basically the event loop structure. This is how the Node.js is working internally. As I say, Node.js is a single-threaded architecture. So whenever any request comes to the Node.js server, it is basically fulfilled up in an event queue. So event queue will take single request from event queue, and it allocates a separate background thread, and it identifies what kind of request it is. It is a database request or a file system request or any other networking or any other request. Based on request, it allocates a separate thread in the background, and it is not waiting for that operation to complete. It immediately moves to the next request completion. So whenever, for example, first request of database comes to the event loop. So event loop will allocate one background thread, and it identifies that it is a database request. So that request is going to be served by this event loop. And it is not, and the Node.js control is not waiting for that request to be completed. It immediately moves to take the next request from the event queue. And again, it identifies what kind of request it is. For example, it is a file system request. So again, it allocates a separate thread for that file system request. And again, it is not waiting for that request to complete. And it immediately moves to the next request. So in this way, Node.js is working. So it is a single thread. It is multi-threaded in background, but for request taking and sending response, it is a single threaded. As I say, I we have, for example, we have this three requests: one database request, one file system request, and one network request. So, for example, the database request is completed. So it is, so automatically Node.js system will identify that this operation is completed, and it is sending response to the respective recipient. This is how the Node.js is internally working, and this is called asynchronous. Next, I will show you one example, and again we will come to this event loop and identify what I am trying to say. Okay, I have created one HTML file that will explain how the Node.js is
प्राची
working.
प्राची मैम,
Yes,
एक्चुअली आपका वॉइस थोड़ा मतलब इको हो रहा है, तो थोड़ा
just a minute. Okay, just a minute. Okay, now it is happening
yes,
the
now
same.
it is now okay, now it is good.
Okay, okay. So students can see my screen, right? This is the one demo example that we can, that will give the idea for asynchronous mechanism of Node.js. So you can see that. The program execution will start from top to bottom. So the first statement is console log, and I have just print one statement that like this is a Node.js demo. This is the code. And if we move to and I run the same page on browser. So this is the first line it is printing like this is a basic Node.js demo. Then this is one asynchronous function. What is async function? I will let you know. Then next, I'm calling this function get users, but before calling, I'm just printing another console log before calling. So it will displaying like this before calling. Then next, I'm calling get user function. This is an asynchronous function. Now, what is the asynchronous function is that like it will always return some definite result. It will return one promise. Promise is basically a JavaScript concept. Like what is promise is like whenever we put any code into the asynchronous function, we will get a definite result. Either it is a success or either it is a failure. If we get the success, then we can say that we have resolved the promise. And if we get an error, then we can say that the promise is rejected. This is internally managed by JavaScript framework. So whenever we are calling this get user function, we will be inside this get user function. So you can say that it is printing like inside get users function. Then next, it is fetching some users information from this GitHub users URL. So it will going to take some time, and whenever we are using making function async, then we have to use await. Async tells the system that this function will return going to return some promise, some dedicated result. And await function, it will hold the control of the system. That means it will wait for the system for some time until the it will take the all the it will fetch all the user details from this URL. So whenever we are after logging before calling, we will we will be moved to this get user function, and we will be inside this get user function. Then next this statement will be executed, and we are fetching all the users detail from the server, but it will going to take some time. And as we know, as we studied event loop in previous slide, Node.js is not going to wait for this request to complete as of now. So it will immediately move to the next statement after this function call. So we can see that we will inside the get users, and and we have some dedicated time. We are required to have some dedicated time for this operation to complete. So Node.js is not waiting for this operation to complete, and it will immediately move to this next statement after calling. So after calling, then I have printed users here because I have assigned this function result into users, and I previously I have said it will return some promise value, but right now this promise is fulfilled, but it is not completely. It is not the complete promise. We are not having the dedicated result of this promise. So once that promise value will be resolved, and we will get the dedicated information regarding users. So we will now next statement will be printed like getting users. Sorry. Huh. Okay, sorry, my mistake. Okay, so after calling and promise value, this this is the when the promise value will be resolved. That means when we get all the records from this particular URL, then this particular statement will be executed. So as of now, this user.then statement, this statement will be skipped because we are not completely fetching the records from that particular URL. So, and it will be executed the last line of the code. And you can see that the last line of the code. And after waiting for some particular time, we have fetched all the information from this GitHub URL. And again, we are inside this function getting users, and we are printing the users. Like see, we have array of 30 users like this. And again, our promise is resolved here. And again, it is displaying like users.then and the data we have got from this GitHub URL. like this users.then, and it is a JavaScript object, so I am not printing it in JSON. I am just printing it directly in JSON format. If I will use JSON.stringify, then you can see the exact details like this. So what we have learned so far is that Node.js is asynchronous. If we are comparing with our other languages like .NET, C Sharp, or any other programming languages, like the execution will be line by line, sequential. The until the on other languages, if this request is not completed, the further lines will not be executed. But for the Node.js, as it is the single threaded and it is asynchronous, we are not waiting for the request to complete. We are simply assign that request particular background thread, and that background thread will take care of that operation to complete. And meanwhile, we are processing the next request. That means we are executing the next statement. And whenever that particular request is completed, we will get the notified, and we are returning promise. And when that promise is resolved, we are logging that result, or we can do some computation that we require to perform. So this is how Node.js is working. Now again, we can move to this particular event loop scenario, and we can, like, for example, this is an event queue, and this is event loop. So we are fetching all the results from GitHub users. In our this particular example, we are fetching all the users from this GitHub link. So this request will be given to the separate thread in thread pool. So Node.js is not waiting for this request to complete. It immediately moves to take the next request for processing. And we have seen that immediately process this next console log statement without waiting for this operation to complete. And again, it will take some, it will print all other statements, and after completing this request, our promise is resolved and the response will be given to the user. So this is how internally Node.js is working. Any doubt? Okay, I will continue further. So why we should use Node.js? So Node.js is basically an asynchronous programming. We don't need to wait for one request to complete fully. It simply takes the next request. So there is no waiting time, and that is the best part of the Node.js. Node.js is very memory efficient because of its features. So in .NET or any other programming languages, like when we want to do parallel processing, then we have to use multi-threaded architecture, and that is supported in almost all the programming languages. Like whenever we want to perform parallel operations, we have to use multi-threaded architecture, and and actually it becomes that system too slow. But using Node.js, it is having this internal mechanism. Our application will be more faster than compared to other programming languages out there. So it is very memory efficient, and it provides an event-driven architecture and non-blocking I/O that is optimized and scalable. Now, what is an event-driven architecture? Like I said, whenever this operation will be completed, the system will be automatically notified that this particular database operation is completed. So the internal event will be generated, and we will get and the system will get the notification, and it will send the response to the client. So this is how the event driven architecture is set. The system will be automatically notified about the request completion, and accordingly it will proceed the further steps. And it is the non-blocking IO that is optimized and scalable. Non-blocking, that means we are not waiting here for the request to complete. It is not the blocking code for us. What is the blocking code? If I write that after finishing this statement, after getting all the users from this GitHub link, I should able to perform another action. Then it will be the blocking code. But Node.js allows us to write the non-blocking code. That means we are not waiting for the request to complete. Internally, the system will allocate the background thread for this, and the system will continue to execute another statement. So it allows us to write the non-blocking code. So what is non-blocking IO? When the request comes to the server, it triggers off passing request and does not wait for the response. During this time, it has some amount of free time which can be managed to get more requests from the client. As we know, we are not waiting for the request to become complete. We are just managing it, we are just giving it to separate thread and that thread will take care of that request and we again go to take the next request from the event queue. Non-blocking refers to code that does not block execution. But advantage of non-blocking asynchronous operation is that you can maximize the usage of single CPU as well as memory. As we know that we are having one on servers we are having a particular amount of CPU and memory. Like when we are running on production servers, like we are having limited amount of RAM and memory because we are paying some third party like AWS or any other GoDaddy server. Like we are paying for amount of memory, amount of CPU. So using this Node.js technology, we can optimize the CPU utilization also. Okay, now there is one concept like NPM. Now, what is NPM? It is a node package manager. Now, you guys are working on like a .NET or any other programming languages where you import the required packages that is given by your system. Right? If you are using .NET and you are importing some packages like for working with SQL client, you are importing its relevant packages. So, you are importing it by declaring the namespaces. In Node.js, it is providing some default packages also that you can directly use. But for some of the packages, for additional functionalities, you have to import some packages from the Node.js library. And that can be done using this Node.js package manager. And in short form, it is called NPM. I will show you how we can use this NPM by practical demo. So NPM is a package manager for Node.js packages or modules. Here all the Node.js packages are available. By using the NPM, you can install the packages you want. Okay, before going to the demo, I will explain what is callback function. It is required for understanding the demo. First, I will show you the demo so you can get the better idea. Okay. So here we can see that it is basically a JavaScript concept. It is used in Node.js as the Node.js for any JavaScript framework like Node.js, React.js, Vue.js. It is basically using JavaScript in behind the scenes. So this concept will also be useful in the Node.js also. Here we are calling, here we have two function definitions, myDisplayer and myCalculator. What is myDisplayer function? It will display the value of summation of these two numbers. So whenever I call my calculator and I'm passing two numbers 5, 5 and 5 and I will calling this function. So what is a callback function? When one function is passed as an argument inside another function. This my calculator is a function, right? And we are calling this function by passing three arguments. These two are the number arguments and this is another function argument. We are passing myDisplayer and myDisplayer is another function. So when one function that is passed as an argument inside another function. So that is this myDisplayer function is passed as an argument in my calling my calculator function. So this is called the callback function. So what will be the scenario here? This 5 will be stored in num1, this 5 will be stored in num2, and the reference of this myDisplayer will be stored in my callback. So we are doing summation of these two numbers and assign it into the sum variable. And now we are calling this my callback function. This ultimately holds the reference to this myDisplayer function and passing the summation value of these two numbers, that is 10. So this my callback function will call the myDisplayer function with the value 10 and this will display the value 10 on the page. So you can see that initially we are displaying the heading JavaScript callbacks. This is JavaScript callback. Then we are displaying do a calculation and then display the result. That is do the calculation and then display the result. And after that, we are displaying this 10 as a result value. 10. So it is an important concept while we are learning Node.js. So the callback function simply means that whenever any function is passed with an argument inside another function, then it is called as callback function. Okay, and now again we are going to move on our slides. The examples I have just explained. Okay, now what is an Express.js? It is basically a framework for Node.js. I will show you like what is the difference if we are not using Express.js and why we need to use the Express.js. It is basically a framework for Node.js that allows us for writing flexible routing and other things. I will show you how it is working. For first of all, before starting Express.js, I will show you how you can create a sample Node.js project, and it will also contain the demo for npm, that is Node Package Manager. I'm creating here one folder, demo. Generally, we are using Visual Studio Code for writing Node.js backend. It is basically VS Code is basically a code editor, like you were using a Visual Studio. So we can open the terminal. Now, to create any Node project, there is one command like npm init. It will ask some several default options to create our Node.js package file. So I'm going with all the default options. This is package name. It will take the demo version 1.0.0. I'm not specifying any description. Entry point, that is index.js. As we are knowing, like we have already done C, C++. Like in C, we are having main.c file, and that will be the entry point for the any program execution. So for Node.js, the entry point will be index.js file that I will create later on. Paste command. If we are linking our code to any Git repository, then we can specify this Git repository here. So we can also manage the version control for our system. But right for now, we are omitting this. Keywords, author, and license ISS. This will take all the default values like this. Like name will be demo, version, description, entry file will be index.js. This script, author information, and license. And this is fine, so I'm hitting enter, and it will create packet.json file. So this file is created like internally by this system. So now we need to, I already told you, like for using some extra packages, we need to install those packages. So we can install Express package by writing this command npm install express --save. So this node package manager will install Express package. When I hit enter, it will install this Express package. So whenever we install any node packages, it will be there in the dependencies sections inside the packet.json file. So using this packet.json file, we can get the idea of how many packages our application is using. And whenever we install any Node package, it will create one folder that called Node modules, and it will contain all the respective folders and file for the packages we have installed. And whenever we install package, it will also create one package log.json file. It is not required for our programming purpose, but just for knowledge, whenever we install any Node package, it will create this package log.json file also. But as a programmer, as a developer, we need to look into this package.json file only. So this is how we can start with the Node.js. I have created one demo for Express application. I will show you that. Okay. So we can see this package.json file. I have installed this Express dependency like I showed you just a few seconds ago. And this is other information regarding this application like name, version, description. So now I have created one index.js file. As it is the entry file, this is the main file for the Node.js application. Now I will explain what is this code is here. I told you as we saw in this particular diagram few slides ago, that Node.js allows us to create particular server, and that server is going to handle the request and response. So we are creating in this index.js file, we are creating our server. So to create server, we need to we need to import this Express package. And in Node.js, we are importing any other package that we have installed as dependency using require statement. And as we know, in JavaScript there is no any particular data type. JavaScript has general data type. So we are using general data type for this throughout this demo. So whenever we are importing this Express package using this require statement, and all the functionalities, all the inside of that package will be stored in this Express variable. And we are creating one application object that is referred as a we are referring it as the app object by calling this Express function. This is the basic coding standard for Node.js. And now throughout the application, we are using this app object for our further processing. Okay. So before going to the API, I will show you how the server will be created. So we are creating our server on port 8081. As you know, when you go to the industry for job, you will get to know that when our applications are running on different ports on this server. So we need to create our server on a specific port. So we are creating our port on port number 8081. So our application will listen on that port for any incoming request and sending any outgoing response. So we are creating this server on port 8081. And you can see that we are passing function as an argument here. We are directly passing the whole function. Instead of calling that function, we are directly passing the whole function. So this is called a callback function. So whenever the server is created and server is able to listen for any incoming request for port number 8081, this function will be automatically executed. And we are assigning port 8081 to port variable. So this will take server.address.port. This means that it will take the port number on which the server is pointing now, and we are just console logging that port. So here what we are doing is that we are creating our server to listen on port number 8081, and once the server is able to listen on the port number 8081, this callback function will be automatically executed, and we are console logging this particular statement server is running on port that is 8081. Now I will start the project. Okay. So to start Node.js project, we need to write Node. and the entry file name index.js. This is the beginning. Later on, there are also multiple ways that we can automatically restart the server. But as for now, as for the beginning, I will show you the basic way. So we are firing the command like keyword node and the entry file of the name and entry file name, that is index.js. And I'm console logging the statement server is running on port, and the port that the server is pointing, that is 8081. So I am console logging the statement. So it is notifying me that the server is successfully started on port number 8081. So we have already started our server. Now we can look into our APIs. You have already learned APIs in .NET C Sharp, right? So to run that APIs, we are using one tool like Postman. I will show you. And how I will also explain how to write these APIs. As you guys already know, you have there are 4 to 5 HTTP methods, and the basics are get, post, put, and delete. So get request is for reading, post request is for create, put request is for update, and delete request is for delete. These are the 4 basic HTTP methods that every project is using. So I have created these sample methods for you guys. Okay, so first of all, let's first understand what is this APIs are. Whenever we are using Node.js, then we can create our APIs by using this application object. So we are using like app.get. So it .get indicates that it is a get API, and we are giving this API path. By default, this is now root path, and one callback function inside with this API. So whenever user reaches this path, this callback function will be executed, and we are sending. It will take 2 arguments: request argument and response argument. So this is the request argument. We are not using it right for now, and this is the response argument. So we are sending response back to the client like that it is a GET request. So I can run it here also. Like in Postman, I am changing this GET, and right now I am using root path. So whenever we need to, first of all, we need to locate address the server, and we are using this local server. So we are writing localhost, and on which port we are using local server, that is 8081. So we are writing localhost colon 8081, and we are initially going to check this root get API. So we have selected get in this API, and we are not writing. It is not required to write this forward slash. It can be omitted here. And if I send this request, then I get the response like get request. Then next, I have created another get API like get student. This is the path of get students API. And whenever this API will be called, one callback function will be executed. That is going to take 2 arguments, request and response. And we are sending response to the client like response.send method and get students API. So we will also check this API in our Postman. Now, this is not the root path. I am writing some additional characters also. So now I have to write forward slash, and I am writing get students. Now I am checking the API. Now I am getting get students API. So this is how we can call the different APIs. Then similar for the post request. For post request, I am changing the request type here to post. Then again I am going to check the root post request. So that's why I'm removing this get students and I'm also removing this forward slash. And when I'm sending the request, I will get the response post request because I have write this post request string to send the response to the server. Then next, I'm writing another API for post student. Now again, after writing our local host that is server and the pod, we need to put forward slash and post students. And now you can see post students API is called, right? As we have as we have written here, post students API. Now put. We can use this put API. We can use this post student API for updation. Sorry, we can use this put API for updating any task. Like we are in any other programming language like .NET. We are generally performing CRUD operations in your exams also. So what is CRUD operation? Insert, update, delete. And you are writing some particular code for that operation. So in Node.js, we are writing for that. We are writing different APIs for this particular CRUD operation. Like I have written in this file. Like we can write get API for listing records. We can write post API for creating new records into the table. We can write put API for updating existing record. And we can create delete API for delete any existing record. So we are writing this API for this particular database operations. So next we are checking put request. So in Postman again we are changing request type to put and we are checking the root request. So we are removing this and forward slash and we are sending the request. So it is displaying put request as a response string. Okay. So the put request is displaying and we are again checking the delete request. So here we are changing request type to delete and if it is the root request, no further characters are required and we are sending the request and it is showing like delete request. So this is how our Node.js APIs are working and how we can test it using Postman. So whatever we have seen in this particular example is that how we can create node project. The node project will be created using npm init statement. This will create our package.json file. Then we have to write our main file and we have write this main file in index.js file as we have seen here. And as we know, like Node.js is allowing us to create our own server. So we are creating our own server using the application object of Express, and we are creating on this particular port number 8081. And whenever this server is created, this callback function will be executed, and we will get to know about like our server is running on port number 8081. And once the server is running, once the server is up, we can call the APIs on it. If we are closing the server and if we try to call the API, our API will not able to call because our server is off. So when once the server is started, we are able to call the API. And we have also seen different kinds of APIs like get, post, put, delete for different CRUD operations that we are also going to perform on our other programming languages. So we have seen up till now like what is Node.js and what we have, how can we work in Node.js, and Express is a popular framework for working in Node.js. Now you guys can have questions like what is the need of this additional package? We can write traditional JavaScript code also. Yes, we can write, but it is not the optimal way, and it will be the lengthy process. I will show you what will be the scenario if we are not using Express as our additional package. Okay, this is not the Node.js application, but I want to show, sorry, this is the Node.js application, but I want to show how this will be working. I'm running this file with node index.js. You can note that first we will see the packet.json. This packet.json file does not contain any dependencies like Express. So this application will show you how Node.js is working without Express.js package. So you can see that for creating HTTP server, generally for server we are using HTTP or WebSocket, but most probably we are going to use HTTP servers. And in previous application that is also an HTTP server that we are creating using Express package. So here without Express we are creating this HTTP server and we need to import this HTTP default JavaScript package by using this require statement. And then we are importing this URL package. So here we are creating HTTP server by calling http.create server. And once it is created and we are listening that server on 3000 port, it means our server is going to uh, receive incoming request on port number 3000 and the response will be sent to that port only. And once that server will be created, we are executing this callback function. Now here we are checking the URL and its request type, and based on that we are taking decisions. That is, whenever we are calling, like I'm checking this on, for example, here we need to parse the URL, like what is the URL, what is what is its request type, and all those stuff. So I'm using this URL package, the URL.parse, and I'm sending this to request URL, I'm allowing it to parse the request. So whatever will be required will be stored into this queue variable. So here I am trying to call get students API, right? So whenever request comes to the server, we are checking that we are passing that particular request and we are checking the path name of that request. So path name will be get students as we are calling get students here. And we are checking the request type also, like what will be the request type, like request.method equals to get, yes. Then we are sending response like this, like res.write, and whatever the response we want to send, we need to pass into this bracket, and we need to end the response with response.end. When I send this request, it is showing me get students page. Then next, suppose I want to check the post student request, post student, and I am changing the request type to post, and I am sending the request. So it is displaying post student page. So this condition will be satisfied based on the path name and the post request method, and I am sending this post student request. For example, I change this request type to quote and trying to send the request. Then it is displaying hello world. That means these two paths are not matched. So it will go into this else block and it will display hello world. So this is just an example, like for API routing. This is basically called routing. What we have seen here, these are also called different routes, like slash, that is root route, get students route, then post root route, post student route. These are basically called the routes of the API. So this is just one example, like without using Express, for URL parsing, for routing, we need to write this extra calls. So it is not required at all. We are having some special packages that allows us to write the minimal code with more code readability. So we should not use this kind of coding structure, because in real world scenarios, you guys were writing hundreds of APIs in one project. So for checking every API route, every API request type, writing such if conditions is not suitable. So for this particular purpose, we are using Express as a Node.js framework, not only for routing, also for parsing request bodies also. There are also many other functionalities that are associated with Express.js, like we want to validate our data. Then Express.js providing several extra packages for validation. So for many reasons, we need don't need to write this particular JavaScript, typical JavaScript code. So we have to use this Express package as our additional framework to write the Node.js code in properly readable format. That will also be more understandable to any person. So, so now it will be more clear that why we need to use the Express package and what will be the scenario if we are not using the Express package. So now again we move to our slides. So what is Express.js? It is a minimal and flexible Node.js web application framework that provides a robust set of features to develop web and mobile applications. And how to install it using this particular command we have already shown. I have already shown you the sample application of Express and the sample application without Express. Now the last thing is what is NVM. You guys already know that any programming language, like whether it is C Sharp or whether it is Node.js, their respective communities are updating that things time to time. They are providing the latest versions time to time. So we need to know, okay, what is the different what is the current version of our particular application. So we can know this. I will show you how we can know this. So we can see know the current version of our application by writing this command node double dash version. So we can see that our application is using the current LTS version v14.14.0. We can also switch our application to use the different versions. And what is the basically the need to change the version? Later on, when you work in the industry, you can see that there are many circumstances that our current LTS is not supporting. For example, if I want to use the Node.js, for example, if I want to use the Node.js with PostgreSQL and SQLize ORM, then this current 14.14.0 version will be not supported. So in that case, I have to use the another Node.js version for my particular project. So I can switch the version of this particular technology using NVM, that is Node Version Manager. That I have. Node Version Manager is a tool used to manage multiple active Node.js versions. So I can use a different version of Node.js using this NVM. So I can see the list of available versions for Node.js, NVM list. Okay, so I need to install this NVM. It is not currently installed on my system, but you can basically keep in mind that we can use the different versions of Node.js using this NVM use command. So you can simply use a different version of Node.js like nvm use v12.20.1, and when you hit enter, your current Node.js version will be switched to this particular version as per your need. So up, up till now we have seen that what is Node.js, what is its internal mechanism, how the event loop is working, how Node.js is asynchronous and non-blocking because it is not waiting for any request to complete. It just simply provide request to separated in thread pool, and again it will going to process again it is ready to take the next request and process it. So it is very memory efficient, and it provides parallel processing in more faster way compared to traditional programming languages. Then we are also seeing what is Express framework, and what is the benefit of using Express framework. Like we don't need to write the traditional JavaScript code, and because it is very lengthy and confusing. So here Express is providing various functionalities also for routing, for body request, body passing, for validation. So we are using Express for Node.js application because it is a popular framework for Node.js, and mostly companies are using this framework as a node in backend in their Node.js project. And last, we have seen the NVM, that is Node Version Manager. Like we can use the different versions of Node.js in our project as per our requirement. So this is all from my end. Trisha,
Yes. Is it over?
yeah, is it and from my end?
Okay, okay. Thank you so much. The session is very informative and knowledgeable. So, thank you again for giving your valuable time and your knowledge about Node.js. Thank you so much.
Okay, welcome.
Okay.
And I'm also thanking Trisha and the Parul University to give me chance to conduct this webinar and give me the opportunity to share my knowledge with the students also. So thank you, Trisha and the Parul team.
Thank you. Thank you so much.